You're listening to an iHeart podcast.
Ugh, spam calls. Sound familiar? Introducing Line 2. Get a second phone number right on your existing phone. Imagine discounts, appointments, online forms. Handle it all without giving out your personal number. It's like having a secret weapon against spam. And when those unwanted calls sneak through, boom, blocked. No more interruptions, no more stress. Stay connected, stay protected. Keep your main number safe and out of harm's way. Ready to take back your phone? Visit line2.com/audio or download Line 2 in the App Store today.
I'm Soledad O'Brien, and on my new true crime podcast, Murder on the Towpath, I'm taking you back to 1964, to the cold case of artist Mary Pinchot Meyer.
She had been shot twice in the head and in the back.
It turns out Mary was connected to a very powerful man.
I pledge you that we shall neither commit nor provoke aggression.
John F. Kennedy. Listen to Murder on the Towpath with Soledad O'Brien on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, from Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month we're talking about word weavers, people who coined terms, popularized words, and even created entirely new languages. These activists, writers, artists, and scholars used language to shape ideas and give voice to experiences that once had no name. Today we're discussing a woman whose sharp mind and unrelenting passion for social justice changed the way we talk about urban life. She gave a name to a phenomenon that reshapes cities and displaces communities. A word that remains as relevant today as it was when she first used it in 1964. Gentrification. Her name was Ruth Glass. Ruth was born on June 30th, 1912, in Berlin, Germany. From an early age, she was immersed in intellectual and political circles. As a teenager, she wrote for a radical weekly newspaper and frequented the Romanische Café, a hub for artists and creative thinkers. In the early 1930s, Ruth pursued a degree at the University of Berlin, but her academic aspirations were cut short. In 1932, as the Nazi regime rose to power, Ruth fled Germany, leaving behind her studies. She made her way across Europe, arriving in London in the mid-1930s. There, she resumed her studies in sociology at the London School of Economics. It was the beginning of a lifelong commitment to understanding and challenging social inequality. In 1939, Ruth published her first major work, a study examining life on a new housing estate in Hendon, London. It cemented her reputation as a meticulous and insightful social scientist. During World War II, Ruth moved to New York and worked at Columbia University. She earned her master's degree while conducting research at the Bureau of Applied Social Research. But by 1943, she was back in Britain and newly married. Her husband was sociologist and demographer David Glass. During their marriage, the couple had 2 children together. In Britain, Ruth immersed herself in town planning and housing policy. She worked as a lecturer and research officer at the Association for Planning and Regional Reconstruction. In 1950, she joined the faculty at University College London. She was soon appointed director of the Social Research Unit and there founded the Center for Urban Studies. Under her leadership, the center became a hub for groundbreaking research on housing, migration, and urbanization. She published her next book in 1955, Urban Sociology in Great Britain. Ruth wasn't interested in research for its own sake. She was a Marxist who believed that sociology should inspire social and political change. And in 1964, she coined a word that would do just that. In her book, London, Aspects of Change, Ruth described a troubling transformation taking place in working-class neighborhoods. Modest homes were being bought up, renovated, and turned into elegant, expensive residences. The original residents, many of them low-income families, were priced out. Only the richest could still afford to live and work in the area. The process, she wrote, would continue until all or most of the original working-class occupiers are displaced and the whole social character of the district is changed. She called this process gentrification. The word took on a life of its own. Over the decades, it's been used to describe urban change in cities around the world, from London to New York, San Francisco to Berlin. What Ruth had identified wasn't just a local issue, but a global phenomenon. Her research exposed the role of government policies and private real estate interests in driving these changes. She warned of consequences, communities uprooted, cultural identities eroded, and cities becoming playgrounds for the wealthy. But coining the term gentrification was just part of Ruth's legacy. She was also a fierce advocate for racial justice. In the 1950s and 60s, as Britain grappled with immigration from former colonies, she fought against racist housing policies and workplace discrimination. Her research influenced the Race Relations Act of 1968, which banned racial discrimination in housing and employment. Her outspoken nature and leftist politics didn't always make her popular. Colleagues found her abrasive. She struggled to find institutional support, bouncing between departments and temporary research positions at UCL. But she remained steadfast in her convictions. According to a former colleague, Ruth was incapable of arse-licking. In her later years, after the sudden death of her husband, Ruth retreated from public life. She spent her final years in relative isolation. She passed away on March 7, 1990, but her ideas continue to live on. Today, gentrification is a household word. It's debated by city planners, activists, and policymakers. It appears in news articles, academic studies, and even films like Spike Lee's 1989 hit Do the Right Thing. What Ruth Glass named has become one of the defining urban struggles of our time. She gave language to the forces shaping our cities and, in doing so, armed future generations with the words to fight for more just and equitable communities. All month, we're talking about word weavers. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you on Monday.
Ugh. Spam calls. Sound familiar? Introducing Line 2. Get a second phone number right on your existing phone. Imagine discounts, appointments, online forms. Handle it all without giving out your personal number. It's like having a secret weapon against spam. And when those unwanted calls sneak through, boom, blocked. No more interruptions, no more stress. Stay connected, stay protected. Keep your main number safe and out of harm's way. Ready to take back your phone? Visit line2.com/audio or download Line 2 in the App Store today.
I'm Soledad O'Brien, and on my new true crime podcast, Murder on the Towpath, I'm taking you back to 1964, to the cold case of artist Mary Pinchot Meyer.
She had been shot twice in the head and in the back.
It turns out Mary was connected to a very powerful man.
I pledge you that we shall neither commit nor provoke aggression.
John F. Kennedy. Listen to Murder on the Towpath with Soledad O'Brien on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to an iHeart podcast.